da da da. Here's Matt. Da 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 da. There's Burt. Ba da ba ba ba. Hope something sticks. Blah blah blah.
Hey everybody, this is Burt.
Oh, I'm Matt.
And this is Hope Something Sticks. So today we're gonna kind of move away from the politics a little bit. Probably gonna go back in, but we can keep it on the lighter side and talk about our Gainesville stories. So some stuff that happened to Matt and myself when we were in Gainesville, both in college and after college. And yeah.
Oh yeah, we got all sorts of fun stuff. School shootings, blackout drunken episodes, me setting my leg on fire, that time that Burt got blacked out drunk. It's mostly drunk stories. It should be called Drunk History, Matt and Burt version.
Yeah. Drunk Gainesville history. But maybe that's the title of the episode.
From 2006 to 2012.
Yeah. Gainesville history.
Oh, God. This day in Gainesville history, Burt puked here at this business school, while Matt held his hair.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll get there when we get there.
Okay.
But, so I was thinking to start off a few stories of before, like in our first year before we actually were, rooming together and hanging out together. On my side, they're definitely going to be a little bit tamer and shorter in general. But there's this one story that kind of sticks out. Like it was like the first day of class, and my parents and Avi were still in Gainesville. I was actually staying in my dorm room with me and Danny, and he decided to come with to class. And like it usually is in Gainesville on the first day of school, it's like pouring down rain. And so me and Avi were going from Springs, which is like a decent amount west on the north side of campus, bike riding in the pouring rain all the way to Turlington.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got to Turlington, just like my first class.
Just give people some context. That's like a solid 2 miles at least.
Yeah. So it was good. Yeah, it was a good bike ride, and then I realized that I didn't bring a bike lock with me, and like looking back at it, it's actually pretty stupid. I should have just left it there. Like it was pouring down rain in the middle of Turlington, and there's a whole bunch of bike racks. No one's gonna notice that those bikes aren't locked up. But it was, my first day at UF,
mm-hmm.
So I was like, fuck!
Mm-hmm.
So me and Avi biked all the way back to my dorm to get the bike lock. And then got to my room. We were like sopping wet. And for some reason, Avi was supposed to have the keys, but he didn't have the keys. Like, oh shit, I left it in the room, which like self-locks. And I fucking went insane on Avi. It's like, God damn it!
Like just like chewing. Measured response, fantastic, very mature.
Yeah. I mean, I shouldn't have, but losing my shit on him, like in the hallway of the dorm.
Yeah, you're the elder brother. You should have the keys. What the hell?
For some reason, he was supposed to have the keys. Like maybe he was like the last one out, or I forget why the reason was. He was supposed to have the keys, but he was. And so, I mean, it wasn't like that big of a deal. It just took up more time. So I just had to go to the office and get the spare key, and then get.
Then there was a spare key available. That just makes the it's less justified.
It's my first day of school, so I mean, it's a dorm, right? So they always have the spare key. That's how it goes. Like you give them your ID, they give you the spare key, and then you get the keys, and then bring them back the spare key, and that's how it works. It's since
then,
all dorms,
then you
almost all dorms like automatically lock.
Then you profusely apologized to Avi.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
Then I rode back and, went to class and was like half an hour late or something like that. But, so that was my first day at school. And not a whole lot happened of note my first year there that was of much interest. The only other thing was, like the dealing with UF students in their cars. Like there was this one girl who, like, she accidentally backed up when she wanted to like go forward, and it freaked her out, and then she like just slammed on the gas for some reason and like kept backing up over this rock, and then got stuck up. Her bumper like went over the rock, and then she was like stuck there. And
so you witnessed this?
But this is my first year there, and this was like right by my dorm, and I saw that happen. And should be noted, this girl was very attractive, so thus the story ended. 4 guys helped her, including me, lift up the car, and she like drove out of the rock that was that she like drove over.
So you're saying if she was a 7 or below, then the help never would have came. That rock would have lived. That car would have lived there.
Yeah. I would say, I wouldn't say 7 or below. I would say below 7. She was, I think at 7.
Oh, she
was
was
still
7.
good.
Got it.
Yeah, no, but
very
she was
chivalrous of all of you.
Yeah, I'd say she was like an 8.
Oh, hey, watch out.
From what I can remember.
Yeah, she sounds like a 2 if that's her driving ability.
As far as driving ability goes, yeah, sure.
Slight issue.
Panic. That was, that was the issue with a few drivers. There's this other time, I was walking. I was walking to Hillel from my dorm, and so I was walking. So when I was walking past the O'Connell Center parking lot, where cars are. So there's this car coming out from the parking lot and going out to the road. So she's driving to the stop sign, and so I was like, okay, well, she's got to stop. I'll just keep going. I had the right of way. And then she and then the car slammed forward into me. It wasn't going so it was going slow and then sped up, so it wasn't going really fast. So what I did, but it was right on me. So I pushed my hands up against it and then lifted my feet up, and so I just got pushed back with the car, and then she stopped.
Jesus.
So I was fine, but she was all freaked out. I was like, "Oh shit!" Offering me a ride to wherever I was driving. It's I probably would have taken her up on it and see what happened, but Hillel was right there, 100 yards away. It's no, it's right there. It would be stupid.
That would have been pretty funny. That would have been great. You should have asked her. You should have asked the ride. Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, here we are. Hey, you want to come in?
Yeah, right. It's pretty tough to break the ice. That was perfect. She just did it.
Yeah, screwed up. The time I got closest to dying from a car was when I was going down the incline on Stadium Road,
Yeah.
It goes up and down. So I was on
that 15-30 degree drop.
Yes. So I was going down it, and so as I was going down it, there's this car passing me by, and then immediately turned to go into the parking lot right in front of me. So I had to go fuck that, pulled the handlebars to the right, and then smashed into the curb like bounced up and off of my bike. And he's like, "Oh shit, you okay?" Yeah, dickhead, maybe fucking use your goddamn lights or not immediately pass me, then turn.
Damn.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I had for freshman year. You have anything interesting?
I had a particularly fun, nothing but torture for me. I was incredibly shy back then, so I didn't really, I was practically a shut-in. So I was tortured by my also equally shut-in roommate who really, really, really enjoyed Full House. You think that was like a sign from God or Satan or the almighty flying spaghetti monster to get the fuck outside and go and do anything else. Otherwise, you will stay here and be tortured by episodes and reruns of Full House. And no, I took the torture because, that's how bad the anxiety was back then for me.
But you did bust out when we won the national championship that year.
Yeah, I finally walked outside. Oh, man. Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't see you there, but me and Avi went out, and everyone was like passing around beers. People were climbing up all over shit.
Oh,
These fucking idiots, like
completely full.
Climbed up on these. There were so many people climbing up on the trees that the trees like fell down.
How many people died in that celebration? I wasn't keeping track.
I think it was just 3.
Did you say tree or
so
three?
3. 3, and then 2 trees. So 5 in total.
Gotcha.
So 3 humans, 2 trees.
Yes.
So, actually, So I think a better story, or slightly better story. So when we were rooming together, and then we won the SEC championship, you, Danny, and me all like went out to stadium again, but like on the way to stadium, we actually like hopped the fence into the UF practice field.
Oh, that's right.
That was cool.
That was great.
I chased you down.
Yeah, then we started running through it, and because my cardio was so bad back then, I started off, oh my god, I was so out of breath. Couldn't even run 100 yards. It was fun though when we got to University Drive. I did make eye contact with some, total stranger.
Yeah.
And then we went and we met at the summit for a chest bump. Because that's what you do when you win a championship. You have a random chest bump with some complete stranger in the middle of the road. And he knocked me so hard on my ass. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
He didn't quite walk over me, but he definitely didn't help me up.
No.
He just kept going.
It was pretty fun. So it was like both of you met like right there.
Yeah.
It was like a perfect chest bump.
Oh,
and
awesome.
then like, and that he didn't move. Like he just went down, and then you just went pow, like flying the other direction.
Oh yeah, he was a solid. I don't know. He must have had more mass than me. Maybe he went into it a little bit too hard. I didn't go into it hard enough. This is my first time. I didn't know what I was doing.
It's probably that. Yeah.
Just got knocked on my ass. Got some elevation now.
Yep.
That's pretty funny.
Yep. So let's go into one of the big ones. And this was like during the summer. We were hanging out with Curtis and his friends. You remember that guy?
That was No Neck Curtis, right? The muscle builder.
The what?
Didn't he like lift weights a lot?
He worked out a lot. Yeah. He had like really short blonde hair. And like we went out with him like almost every weekend.
Yes. Boozing.
Him and his buddies, yeah. So this story really takes place after the boozing was done. So it was like 2 a.m. Everyone had to leave. You left from a different part of the bar than we did. The rest of us did. And so, and it was, we all split up. And and I believe it was Avi and me. We were walking back to the apartment. And it's like, all right, we'll meet Matt back there. And why don't you kind of go through that? Then we were walking, and then we got close to the O'Connell Center, which was about halfway back home. So why don't you tell us kind of what happened to you from the bar to the O'Connell Center?
Well, scene's missing, of course. I mean, you basically painted it as well as I can remember it leading up to it. And the O'Connell Center's the basketball arena. And lining the basketball arena are sidewalks and brick, kind of low brick walls and bushes. And there's enough lighting there so that you can see the sidewalk. But the lighting, for some reason, completely dies off at the edge of the sidewalk, almost to indicate that there is no more sidewalk. So, for whatever reason, I thought that I could make it through the bushes or over those bushes. And, there wasn't anybody else around, so, I had to hop that bush. Or I had to double back to find something, because I was definitely heading north, away from our dorms. Either way, in the process of either hopping that bush, heading back to find something, or something else, I twisted my ankle. Badly. Perhaps the left ankle. And in the process of twisting it, I tried recorrecting. Rapidly, swiftly, decisively. And I did so with the right. But I did it too well and sprained this ankle as well after the correction. By this point, I'm immediately in the bushes. It's a miracle I didn't hit one of those low brick walls. Or the sidewalk. But I was in the bushes for sure. And I was only kind of like on the side of the bushes. I couldn't fucking move. I was in such searing pain, I couldn't move. And I was also thoroughly embarrassed that I had done this. Remember, there wasn't anybody around. It's 2 a.m. There's no fucking way anybody saw me. So I was going to ensure that no one saw me by crawling further into the bushes. Upon doing this, I realized I've made a terrible mistake, because now I might die in these bushes for some reason, because no one can find me, because I have hidden incredibly well. So that's when I, got out the trusty phone, and I just dialed it. I dialed you up.
So first, what happened? I remember 2 calls from you. One sounded fairly normal. Like, it's like, hey, Burt, can you meet me at the O'Connell Center? Like, yeah, okay, I'm on my way. So we're getting closer to the O'Connell Center, and I think that's when you realized maybe, I wouldn't be able to see or whatever. So you called me again, and then so you called me again, and then it was like very different. It's like, Burt, Burt.
Yeah.
It's like, what's up, man? I'm in the bushes, Burt. You gotta come and get me. Then I think, with the last vestiges of your strength, you kind of jumped up out of the bushes, like, here, and then dropped again.
Yeah, I couldn't even do it, and then everybody had to carry me.
Yeah, it's like,
that was.
We had you in the middle. It's like you put one of your arms on my shoulder and the other arm on Avi's shoulder, and then we're just dragging you back to the dorm.
Yeah, I couldn't put any pressure on that stupid crap.
Yeah, and then took 2 big ass ice packs on both your ankles, and and then I remember you were icing your ankles for days.
They were bad. I went to go get that was one of the few times I was actually able to get a medical note, a doctor's note, to excuse me from a test, which is unheard of, because every syllabus at UF, you're not allowed to do that. They specifically say, hey, I don't care if you have a doctor's note, there's no getting out of tests or assignments. It's like the baseline syllabus. And I said, eat me, teacher. I just got this doctor to say, hey, this guy was sick, suck it. So that was cool. That's the only good thing I came out of that shit. I still can't walk.
Yeah, weren't
right.
you? What was that?
I still can't walk right. Well, not walk right, but every now and again, my ankles will just say, "Hey, how you doing? Remember that time 11 years ago?" All right, well, see you in 2 months.
Yeah. Weren't you on like crutches for a little while?
Did I have crutches? That doesn't sound right.
It must have been hard for you to get around for the first few days.
Oh yeah, it was terrible.
You didn't.
I mean, I had an ace bandage. I don't think I didn't own a crutch. I just walked around on the shit.
Like the doctor didn't give you any crutches?
I don't think so. I mean, I would have had to return them at some point.
Yeah.
No, I just wrapped up my ankles and went on my merry way. Or rather, unmerry way. Searing pain. Very bad.
Alright. So, do like a... So, alright. We'll give you a nice, embarrassing Burt story next. Oh, man. I meant to look up this movie. Just a sec.
Yeah, no worries.
Because we basically acted out this almost the exact scene of this one movie.
Who was in it?
It was great. Gene Wilder
Okay.
and Harrison Ford.
Gene Wilder and Harrison Ford. What?
Yeah, it was like this, and it was like a Western kind of movie.
Okay, Gene Wilder was in Blazing Saddles, but Harrison Ford wasn't in that.
No, I'm not talking about Blazing Saddles. Gene Wilder was this rabbi, like in the Old West.
Oh.
Did you see that movie?
It's ringing a bell. Shit. What is that? I think I've only seen the beginning of it.
I think this is the Frisco Kid.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I just looked it up. So, all right, we'll get back to that. But we definitely try to find that YouTube clip too. That's
all I remember is the beginning scene of that movie where he's walking through the desert and collecting all his rabbi paraphernalia. I didn't realize Harrison Ford was in that.
Yeah, it was the two of them. Like, I guess he was like he was Gene Wilder was like this Polish rabbi, and Harrison Ford was just taking him around. I don't remember like the whole movie all that well, but basically the movie is just Gene Wilder as a rabbi interacting with all these other type of people. Like he goes to this whatchamacallit, convent or whatever, like this this place where these Christian monks they live in this monastery, and they all took a vow of silence, which is like would be insane for an insane idea for a Jewish person of not saying anything or asking any questions.
I'm sure it'll work out for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's how long it worked out.
Maybe 30-second intervals. So long as nobody else interacted with the person. And there was nothing to complain about. I'm just kidding. There's always something to complain about. Fun stuff.
Anyway. Alright, so to the story.
So we reenacted that?
Yeah. So I'll get to it. So
sorry. Okay.
So yeah, that's the very end of the story. So
whoops.
No worries. So yeah. So the night started out. Me and Matt went out to go drinking at downtown, and from our dorms to downtown, that's a good 25-minute walk.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
25? I want to call it. Wow, Gainesville is a lot smaller than. I always, everything was always bigger when you're younger. Yeah, sure. 25 minutes. Why not?
Say about that. So, get to drinking, and then somehow not always, but a lot of the time, you hook up with like these two, like some creepy guys. There's these two.
Okay, you can't say I hooked up with creepy guys. What the fuck?
So you,
as always, Matt banging hobos. The fuck?
You guys aren't hobos, but they were like they're locals.
Yeah, we're about to have ourselves a little sex party in that Prius over there. And you just scream front seat material. Thanks, Burt.
So yeah. So Dirty Mike and one of the boys, he I don't know. You introduced me to him. I don't know how the hell you found him. And so then we started drinking with these guys who like gave me like these. I don't know. I was getting these really weird vibes off of them, kind of creeping me out. But I just kept drinking anyway, and probably the most I ever drank, at least up to that point. Drank so goddamn much, and then we ended up at Lucy's, and kept drinking, and then Sweet Caroline started playing, and so everyone started singing Sweet Caroline, and so Sweet Caroline, bum bum, what? Why am I outside? It's like this point in time where I just like blacked out. It's like singing Sweet Caroline, sitting on the curbside outside the bar, and somehow during that point in time, I think I lost my phone. So luckily, I did found you again, and so I didn't know I lost my phone. So we walked all the way back to the university, and then I realized, oh shit, I lost my phone. So then walked all the way back to Lucy's.
Yeah, then I lost you.
Yeah.
We were walking back, and then you were freaking out.
Yeah.
Over your sweet T-Mobile Razor.
Yep. It was
That was a hot phone back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the phone to have back then. Kind of. And then walked all the way back. And I think I found you again. And then it was so I was like really, really drunk. It was like the first time in my life I felt like vulnerable. Like I was like kind of freaking out. So I was like, let's go to my study hall. So I was a grad student at that point, and with my card, and I was able to like access the business school study hall like 24/7, which was really sweet. So that's a perk they don't tell you about in college, is the grad students get access to study halls whenever they want. So, and especially for the business school students. I mean, the business school is right there on the edge of campus, so it's a great place to go after you drink and throw up.
Oh yeah.
So I was giving it up pretty well in the toilet, recently cleaned toilet, which was nice. No one really using the facilities at the time. You know, they got clean at the end of the night, and then this was pretty late. We were there, and so after walking back and forth, must have walked like, I don't know, like over 2 hours of walking, well over 2 hours of walking. We finally made it back home, and that's where we reenacted this one scene from like the whatchamacallit, the Frisco Kid. Yeah. So
yes, Gene Wilder.
Yep. So Gene Wilder. I was Gene Wilder. You were Harrison Ford. And so to set this up in the Frisco Kid, I couldn't find the scene like on YouTube or anything. So Gene Wilder.
I guess we're just gonna have to make it up, man.
So here it is. So let me just paint the picture for you here. So Gene Wilder and Harrison Ford are captured by Native Americans who are kind of in the mood to kill him, and they find his Torah, and they learn that it's really, really important for Gene Wilder, and he's like, no, don't do anything to my Torah. It's the most important thing to me. And it's like, would you die for Torah? It's like, yes, I would. And so I guess like out of the just the reverence that he showed for this this object, I don't know, for some reason they decided to let him go. And so then they go back into town and they start drinking, and Gene Wilder has like this like breakdown. It's like, oh my God, we were in such trouble. You were in so much danger, and all I cared about was the Torah, which is an inanimate object, and you're a human being, and I wasn't worried about you at all, and I feel terrible about it. And was like me and you, like when we were back at the dorm, like all I cared about was the damn phone. I wasn't thinking about you at all. And the reason why I'm freaking out so much is because, again, I was so drunk, I felt like vulnerable and scared for like the first time, in that way. And just like, oh, I didn't think about you at all. I just left you out in the fucking street looking for my stupid phone. And it was like if you like go back and watch that scene of the Fresco Kid, it's very similar between like what happened in the dorm after that night with me and you.
I totally understand now, and I'm completely touched. That was not my interpretation of that night at all.
Yeah, well, you
so,
were...
from my perspective, just imagine Mickey coming into New York City in the 1920s. He's kind of like tapping his toe and working the helm. He's whistling out of the side of his mouth. That's me when I'm drunk and blacked out. That's looks like we're gonna have a show tonight.
Yeah,
it all just gets very cartoony and not very real at all. And plus, I've been shit-faced so many fucking times. I'm like, God damn it, Burt, just pick yourself together. You're fucking losing it. It was pretty funny though. You were puking for like an hour. I don't think I've ever seen anybody puke that much in one go. Usually it's just blah, and then somebody's done. You were in there just having it.
Yeah.
You were having at it.
So
if anything, I was more offended by you, praying to your porcelain god.
So yeah, so that was it from my perspective. Like it was like scary, just because of how like drunk I was, and so like just the whole scenario was scary, including like leaving you, even though you were like you were like right there at the university, like you were fine, and there's like cops all over the place at night. So anyway, and that wasn't the end of my throwing up. That was the end of that night. Then I woke up with like the biggest hangover I've ever had. And so
you refused to drink water, goddammit.
So I did drink water. That's how I was able to throw up some more. So
alright.
So I was just throwing up, and it was like I felt like I was going to throw up. And so, but I didn't, like, it was like just like sitting there, like, at the toilet, like, and it was like coming and going, having to throw up. So I brought like this bedspread that I had, that my dad gave me. I put it like on the bathroom counter. So our setup, just to kind of paint a picture. So there's a bathroom counter for everyone. There's 4 of us. So the bathroom counter is for everyone. It's not in the bathroom. And then there were 2 separate two separate rooms that had a toilet and a shower in it.
Shitting receptacles.
So I was just puking in the toilet, mine and Danny's toilet. And then and then I would go out when I was done puking for a while and lay on the bedspread some more, and then get up and puke some more, and then go back on the bedspread. So, and then morning rolled around, and Jay woke up. He was our roommate at the time, and one of the weird things about Jay was whenever he brushed his teeth, he would like gag on his toothbrush every time.
He shoved it all the way. He shoved it all the way back.
He was
and this is in the years before gag porn became really popular. So he was really ahead of the time. Ahead of the curve.
So, and he like just completely ignored me. Like, so I was like there under the the counter, the sink, under the sink, and he just stepped over me, didn't even like acknowledge me, and started brushing his teeth on top of me and going out like
I didn't know that.
While I was hungover. It's like, oh God, no, stop! This is what hell is.
Oh fuck. Oh, long night, huh? and then he just left. Yeah, then he just left. Did he steal your booze? He stole, like, when he left that apartment, he like stole your bottle of vodka or something?
I think he might have. Somebody, whoever my roommate was at the time, I think did. I guess it was Jay.
Yeah. Fuck you, Jay. Probably invented some sort of fucking medicine over in South Korea.
Maybe. But, yeah, that's the end of that story. And then, I think we'll cap it off with, with a bang.
Mm-hmm. I forgot about Jay.
Good old crazy Jay.
He used to sing into the night.
Yeah.
Like, at one point, Danny had to knock on his door because it was like 2 a.m. He's like, Jay, could you sing softer? I was like, okay.
And also, he would like have like this insane laugh.
Oh, yes.
Super high pitched.
Yeah, that's pretty close. Oh my. I'd forgotten about Jay.
Yeah. And whenever you talked to him, like, he was fairly normal, but like when he was either brushing his teeth or in his room, like the craziest sounds would come out.
The toothbrushing thing, that was funny. The laughing was kind of terrifying. I don't normally like making fun of people's laugh. Oh, that noise you make when you're mirthful? Stop doing that. That was his real laugh. That was it. You know, people got those two laughs. Oh, very funny. Ha 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 ha. Nope. Jay let loose.
Yep.
I can't even imitate it. That's scary. Oh no, it was high pitched, and you knew it was happening.
Yeah.
Catching up with his sitcoms.
Yeah. That's Jay.
That was Jay.
Yeah.
Probably still is.
So, all right. So you want to do the story at Dave's house?
Yes, Dave's house. So we have to fast forward to pretty much, let's see.
It's close to the end of our time there.
Close to the end of the time for sure. I was in welding school. So we're fast forwarding at least a solid 4 years to 2012, 2013. I was in welding, because I was in welding school, so it was definitely after the grad school dropout action. And I started a welding, this was my first, kind of during my first welding gig. I mean, I didn't get burned because of the welding gig, though. We were driving out to Dave's to console him.
Yep.
Because his diving coach had died. Mm-hmm. And this was like a second father to Dave. Like all athletes, their head coach basically becomes not just a mentor, but somebody who's really close to you. And Dave had spent years developing a relationship with this guy.
Yeah.
And so he was no longer with us, and so we were going to go hang out with Dave, hang out at his house. Yeah, shit, that's right. He bought a house.
Yeah, he had a house.
As a grad student. So we were going to go chill out with him, and we were doing that and having a very successful time chilling out with Dave. And he had just felled a bunch of trees behind his house because he must have had at least over 2 dozen. Yeah, 2 dozen. At least a dozen trees in a very tightly compact area in his backyard. So he had to get rid of all those pine trees because they were, even the ones he still kept half a dozen of them. And he had logs and stumps and dead branches and dry leaves all over the place.
Yeah.
And so we were naturally having a big-ass bonfire and burning all this shit up. For one reason or another, we were inside, we were outside, we're having a good old time, boozing it up, reminiscing, trying to take his mind off of, his troubles.
Yeah.
And for one reason or another, the fire goes out.
Starts smoldering.
So, yeah, it started smoldering. Yeah, we just let it get to where it was getting. And the night was pretty much should have been called. Really, that should have been the signal. But no, somebody has to not just hit it. We have to hit the gas pedal again. So I guess everybody just started watching me. Grab the gas can. They're like, I know somebody said, "Hey Matt, what are you doing?" Well, I said, "Don't worry about it. I'm a welder." And I proceeded to do the dumbest fucking thing I think I've ever done, or pretty close to it.
Pretty much there, yeah.
Wherein where you take the full 5-gallon gas can and dump it into a smoldering fire barrel. He had a 50-gallon drum with smoldering coals at the bottom of it for disposing of all the branches. He was just burning them off.
With branches in it.
With branches in it. And this fucking thing exploded all the way, because this is how gas works, kids. The liquid hits the bottom, and the fumes... Fire ignites the fumes instantaneously, especially if it's hot coals. So the fire, you can't outreact a catalyst. That's a little chemistry lesson. This fire explodes. I'm lucky it didn't burn my fucking face off. Up out of the fucking barrel, and I panic, drop the fucking 5 gallons of gasoline right next to the fire barrel. And I don't know, I can't imagine what it looked like from where you were sitting, Burt. You were 10 feet away on the other side of the
we switch perspectives here. So you get up, and so you start just dumping the gasoline in. And so my first thought was beginning, it's like, I don't know if Matt really knows how flammable gasoline is, which my thought quickly turned to, wow, that's a lot of fire.
I don't think I knew how flammable gasoline was.
Boom! So it exploded out.
Right.
It hit this huge pile of dead branches and leaves, which is the worst fucking thing it could hit.
Absolutely.
And so you drop the canister.
And I was actually out of there. I was free.
You were out of there.
I was out of the flame zone. But I realized in my panicking, oh my god, what have I done? This canister is going to explode. And God help us if it explodes. So Captain America here jumps back into all of the flaming whatnot. And unbeknownst to me, I don't know if it was before I jumped into all the little bits of leaves and stuff on the ground that were on fire. Maybe I had spilled the gasoline on my left leg, or right leg. I don't even know at this point. I've been so traumatized. Let me look at my scar. I think it was the right leg. Unbeknownst to me, I was either doused in gasoline. Oh no, it was definitely the left leg here. Ooh.
Yeah, it was like
most of the hair. Upon further inspection, most of the hair has grown back.
Yeah. But
my leg ignites. My lower leg, just to the right of my calf, or left of my calf, depending on which leg it was, just ignites and catches me on fire. At which point I then bailed on the save the can strategy. And I start running halfway across his lawn. I'm like, what the fuck? It's not going out. I'll drop and roll. That's a thing, right?
Yeah. So
I think I rolled back and forth, and then it did eventually just go out. Meanwhile, I see Dave lazily grabbing his hose and just hosing off all the fire.
I wouldn't call
I have exploded in his lawn.
So I wouldn't call it lazily. So going back to
calmly. Calmly.
Yeah, he was relative, kind of. So you were the fire exploded. You ran out of the fire, and then all three of us were just kind of standing in a line looking at it. And Dave's like, "Oh shit!" He runs to get his hose. I'm like still watching the fire, and then I'm just staring at wide-eyed disbelief as you run back into the fire. It's like, "Oh shit! I forgot the canister." Running into the fire.
Right. What was I gonna? I don't know what I was gonna do after I grabbed it. I was just gonna tilt it back up.
So he picked up the canister and started running away with it, and the canister, as he was running with it, gasoline was coming out. Flaming gasoline was coming out of the canister, and then it fell on your leg, like near where your ankle is. It caught on fire, and then you finally dropped it. And luckily, it was almost empty at this point. I think you'd done most of it. So it wasn't really coming out. So I took the canister. I put it on Dave's deck because it just seemed like the safest place. I was thinking for a second, it's like, okay, if it makes it to Dave's deck, his house has already had it, so it's okay if I put it there. Dave was a little bit pissed off at me, but I still think that's probably one of the better places to put it. So I put it on the deck, and then I try to throw dirt on you as you're rolling around, and then I just scream at Dave it's like Dave, don't smack. He was still. He did not. He did not. He was still dealing with the fire. It's like, okay, all right. This is Burt's time to shine. Dave, where's the fire extinguisher? I don't have one. What the fuck, Dave? I'm just fucking chewing Dave out for not having a fire extinguisher. You goddamn idiot! Why the fuck did I have a fire extinguisher? So Dave's
I do not remember.
So this is what. I was
too busy looking for my glasses that had fallen off my face by this point.
So yeah, this is the scene. Matt's rolling around in the dirt. Dave's dousing the fire with his hose, and I'm just screaming at Dave for not having a fire extinguisher.
It's good stuff. Yeah. Oh my god. All I remember is him. He wasn't running. I just remember seeing him with the hose, and I'm like, oh yeah, why didn't I think of the hose? Yeah, that's right. He's got a hose. Houses have hoses.
Yeah, I could tell he was really pissed off. He was hiding it kind of well, but he was just.
Oh, he hid it very well, but I was so thoroughly embarrassed. We had gone out there to console his ass, and we almost burned his fucking house down.
Well, definitely
I almost burned his fucking house down.
Well, definitely got his mind off the bereavement.
Yeah, right.
So good luck. Good job on us. That'll
another job not done.
And then
we spent the next hour trying to tend to my fucking burns.
Yeah,
that stank like shit.
Yep. And then
all the hair. My legs have never been that smooth. I am a hairy animal. That hair was gone. That shit blistered and was a disgusting fucking mess. I should have gone to the fucking hospital.
Yeah, but you didn't. You didn't even go to the doctor after the fact.
No, I didn't.
Just kept spraying Neosporin on it.
I know, right? Like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's gotta be exposed. It's gotta be exposed. Oh god, this is getting gangly. It was getting very gangly. That was disgusting. It's all pockmarked and blistered and fucking scabbing up and trying to fucking heal.
Yeah.
It's a miracle.
Eventually
it's a miracle that didn't fucking get infected. It was a solid 3 inches by 4 inches of burn. That took a month to scab over finally. Properly. And I still went to welding school. I still went. Because I fucking had to.
That must have been fun biking with that bird.
It was, oh my god, dude. Ugh. No, wait, I think I had the...
Did you have the moped?
I had that scooter.
Yeah, you had the scooter at that... The scooter.
I had the scooter.
You...
$500 waste of money.
Yeah, you definitely... That scooter was not made for the distance that you traveled on.
Oh, I beat the shit out of it. Oh, fuck. I would drive that thing. This thing could go 40 miles an hour. And I'm out there on county roads where people are screaming by me, honking their horns, going 60, 70, 80 miles an hour on the weekends. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm going to work.
It like broke down twice on you, like the...
well, yeah, because I'm wearing out a city scooter that's meant to go about 2 miles. And I snapped like 3 belts on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not meant. Nicknames are overrated. Most of the time, people hate them. That's why they're funny.
We got a good one for you.
Pick one.
Curbside.
There's
Old
that
curbside.
That's always the good one. You want to start in with how I earned that one?
If you want, actually, I hadn't thought about that one. But that's just a you and Avi story, for the most part.
No, what are you talking about?
That's true. I still wasn't there though.
Still play an integral role in the what do you call it? Punchline of it, essentially.
I mean, I gave you the name.
You gave me the name, but you were the
Alright,
first one called. Oh wait, we're thinking about 2 different stories. Hang on, I gotta add that to the notes.
I mean, there was the one where I was gone. I wasn't in Gainesville at the time, but I guess the one where you got named Curbside was that time we were at Gator Stomping and we got separated.
Right. I didn't think that was Gator Stomping. I think I just went out on my own.
I remember. I mean, that the one time you did go to Gator Stomping, it wasn't at the time that you actually went to the hospital.
That's the hospital one, yes. But that wasn't when they didn't call Avi. Nobody picked me up from the hospital. I walked back home from that.
Yeah, I know, but the reason why you got the name Curbside, I think, was because of that time at Gator Stomping.
I had gone out by myself, and 2 people found me passed out on the sidewalk after a severe night of doing business. I was clearly shit-faced, passed out on the sidewalk, right there on University Ave, and luckily my phone was 2 feet away from me, and luckily I didn't have any kind of this is the age before passcodes and stuff. They saw the phone and they contacted the first number in the recents, or the second number, or wherever Avi was, and by some miracle he answered, came and drove out, picked my ass up. Then I started getting into an argument with some homeless dude who wanted $1. Said some pretty objectionable things to him. Got told I was not in any kind of mood to. I think I was already. I was a drunk and people were trying to rationalize with me. It wasn't a good mix. if anybody who remembers that story or remembers me, I would like to take this moment to apologize for whatever I said. Mostly it was, they won't let me leave. Or something along the lines of, they won't let me leave. Maybe a little bit less whiny than that, but whatever. And then I got told I was going to hell by the homeless dude, because I really didn't want to give him any money. Avi was just trying to make the best of the situation. He's like, no. Then we made it back home. And that's how Old Curbside was born. Because somebody can't handle, I don't know, a dozen drinks. Lightweight.
What a fucking pussy.
That was it. That was that should have been the height or the depth, however you want to look at that, of my drinking career, I think. Not counting that time I puked on JR's carpet. Ugh, that was embarrassing.
But it's not a Gainesville story. That's a Melbourne story.
Right, yeah, that one doesn't count. That's under the umbrella of Florida.
Yeah.
Any other fun Gainesville memories?
Trying to think of. I don't know if there's any more that makes super great stories. Just like little anecdotal things, like after like the basketball national championship, we saw for some reason these frat guys threw their couch out and set it on fire.
Nice.
Yeah.
Then it turned into kind of a semi-Mardi Gras kind of thing.
Yeah, everyone was like
These
partying
girls
out on
these
University.
balconies, just flashing their tits to everybody. Like, wow, all right.
Yeah. All right, I think we're good. Yep. So, there's a few stories from us about our time in Gainesville.
Yeah, don't drink, kids.
So yep. If you want to write in about anything, this episode or any other episodes or whatever, you can write in at hopesomething.sticks@gmail.com. And you got something?
Yeah. Feedback. The world runs on feedback. Preferably if you are high off your ass on shrooms.
Right.
I want you to trip balls, meatbags, and then write in. Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll be signing off. Talk to you guys later.